Today we're going to be reviewing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022. Well, there's a lot to unpack, so brace yourselves. First, I must state that I am playing this game on a PS5 on a 2K monitor with a 144 Hz refresh rate. Now that we have got that issue out of the way, I'm going to talk about the game. Well, since we've went to the audio portion of the game, I have to level with you. The audio of this game is just horrendous. Footsteps, well, let me rephrase that. Directional footsteps are just incredibly bad. I am playing on an Astray 50 for reference sake, and the directional footsteps are just horrendous. You cannot rely on the guy. I would often hear somebody very close to me that is not close to me. And other occasions, somebody would absolutely sneak up on me without dead silence. So the audio was just horrible, and it was in the beta as well. Now, since apparently in the beta, the audio was too bad, they decided to tone it down. Now the problem with that is, even in the beta, the directional audio was just a step down. And when I say a step down, I compare it straight up to Warzone, which is the game that I've been maining for the last year or so. In Warzone, for reference, with the same headset, I can accurately tell where the enemy is. I would say 99.9% of the time. I know where the enemy is. I can measure the distance between myself and where he is when I'm trying to do the same thing on this game. Well, let's just say it'll get me killed. Let's go to the graphic settings. Well, we use CAS, we've turned on motion blur, all the fun stuff. Well, let's talk about the menu itself. Not a big fan of the new design. I know a lot of people have talked about it. What I particularly dislike while browsing through the menu, it doesn't do it right now, but oh, we almost did it. There's a little bit of a delay when browsing the menu, which for the life of me, I don't understand why. It's shocking. Said delay actually increases if you're gonna play with a full party of 6 people. Oh, more often than not, that delay turns into game crashes for the people on the party, which is really not cool. Even when, specifically when you're in a party with several people, just starting a match has issues. The ping doesn't always show up, so you're stuck in a basically infinite loop. And then, because I've said delay a couple of times, it actually increases to frame freezes. Frames on the screen actually freeze, which is not something that should ever happen, especially in a game in 2022. Now. The guns, I have to give it to Call of Duty. The guns feel snappy. They do feel like they have a little bit of a personality to them. But since I'm not a COD guy, I cannot talk too much about it. That being said, we'll go to a very annoying part of this game. So you have the two factions, the Spec Crew, which I believe are the good guys, and the Cortex. Now, the problem with these two enemy factions, I think I can't, are these even enemy factions? Doesn't matter. The problem with these factions, the main problem with these two factions, is the fact that they don't have any distinct overalls. More often than not, I would shoot at my teammate thinking it was an enemy. Or the flip side of that is I would not shoot at an enemy who I thought was my teammate because I saw the green tag above his name because my teammate was behind him. Can we please, in the future, get specific gear tailored to each enemy faction? They need to be unique. I should never not shoot an enemy because I'm seeing the green tag above their heads. That shouldn't be the case. You should be able to deliberately distinguish friend from foe. That's just not fun. That's just not fun. Well, like, why do we have? I would rather play with generic milsim operators over what do we have right now. Like, it's just. I get what they did. They try to copy Rainbow Six Siege with unique operators, but brother, it's really not worth it. The whole spiel of sieges. There's an attacker faction and then a defender faction. Each operator has their own unique abilities. Just give us generic grunts with specific overalls. So I never mistake my teammate for an enemy or vice versa. And I know a lot of people have done the same thing, and not a lot of content creators have spoken on this issue. Moving on. The modes. Cooperative, I was actually looking forward because I actually had fun playing Modern Warfare 2019's Spec Op Edition. Those missions were fun. The city itself was right there. There was no boundaries. You could just explore and have fun, and that was amazing. I just cannot even say that without thinking that we had Verdansk. What a sandbox. Hats off to Infinity Ward for actually delivering on an amazing map. That being said, now on the release version of the game, we have 3 missions of sort of defend the hill objective called Defender Mount Zaya. A sort of a search and destroy type objective called Denied Area, and basically capture 3 flags with low profile, which is you cannot venture off in those areas of the map, so you have a very specific place where you can be. You just cannot go do your own thing. Now, the campaign. It goes without saying that COD campaigns in recent years have not been it. I've completed the campaign on realism and twice on regular difficulty. I wanted to get all the trophies done so I would platinum the game. The funny thing is, the game then, after I've had finished my playthrough, it didn't record my missions as completed on realism for some reason, and they reverted to regular. And I tried to do the campaign again. Apparently, it's a bug on my end. Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, it really is horrible. The AI, well, fellas, let's just face it. I don't know why they showcase the AI as something cool. They've marketed the AI as the most AI, the most, the most advanced AI ever. The AI is just bad. I would say generic. It's kind of sad. So yeah, basically the AI has 3 states: normal, patrolling, suspicious, and alerted. As I said, I've played it on realism and I've beaten the whole game. I didn't notice much of a difference between regular and realism. Like the only glaring difference is when you play on realism, the enemies do more damage. But I then noticed that the AI was way more alert or had access to different animations. So yeah, that was kind of a letdown. I definitely don't encourage anybody to do a playthrough on veteran or realism for no reason. I try to I try to continue my playthrough yesterday to see if I can actually beat it again. Same issue. I would do a mission on realism. I would go back at a mission select and it will say that the previous missions were completed on a lower difficulty. And the funny thing is when I click on resume game, it actually makes me play by default on realism for some reason, which is cool, I guess. Okay, we have the modes, the new mode invasion and the returning ground war. These modes are alright, I guess. The maps are not particularly bad, but I'm not gonna say they're any good either. They're just generic. But I will say that these maps play better than Battlefield's. Do with it. Or rather, the gunplay feels smoother than Battlefield. Now, you have quick play with the generic mods that you and I both know. Now, let's talk about what I believe is the weakest aspect of the game, the new Gunsmith system. Now, since you don't have every weapon unlocked, you need to play with guns that you don't want to slow down your progression. It's just a very bad design choice. But knowing why they did that is concerning. So the reason why they did that is because they're deliberately trying to hold you back so you don't level up every gun fast. And you might ask, why did they do that? Because they had issues with Modern Warfare 2019's Warzone. And those issues were as more games were being introduced, the game would get bloated. Now, to try to bypass that issue, they decided to slow you down. So you don't unlock everything right away and expect new content. They're gonna slowly pepper you with new content. But since you don't have the base guns unlocked, that hunger for new guns won't be as noticeable. That being said, I am really disappointed. Really disappointed for the fact that I want to play with certain guns. I know most of these light machine guns are absolute crap. I'm not gonna use them. But I think I need to use the Icarus to unlock something. No, I know apparently I need to use the FTAC Recon to unlock the Ephesus Hurricane, which is it must be said. It must be said that we have fewer assault rifles than we had in Modern Warfare 2019's base game, which is absolutely killing my soul right now. So there's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ARs. Now, for reference sake, in Modern Warfare 2019, we had 10. It definitely kills my soul. Mind you, not all of them are good, but neither are these ones. And when you think the M16 is just a variant of the M4, when you had those same guns in 2019's Modern Warfare. So basically, you have 6 guns. Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, it's actually the same with the actually sort of not the same. Yeah, this AK-74U was actually a submachine gun in Modern Warfare 2019. What the fuck, bro? Not only did they not pay for the license to be able to use the name of the actual guns, they made this stupid gunsmith, the most complex gunsmith. Now, it's worth knowing that whenever a developer says that something is the most advanced, it's just a selling point. It's a word that doesn't mean anything. What really, what in this game, as previously mentioned, is that they knew you, the player, wants new guns. And they knew that eventually, if they give you all those new guns, the game will suffer. So they're trying to slow you down instead of actually fixing the thing that makes the game bloated. I'm losing my mind just thinking about this. Now let's look at the marksmans. Notice how we don't have the Kar 98, the beloved Kar 98, but we have the SP. We have the SP. Guess what? The Kar 98, a very fast ADS, is missing from the game. A staple of Call of Duty Warzone, a gun that I absolutely despise. I don't like the gun. And everybody who is using the gun, you guys aren't shit. All joking aside, the Kar 98 will probably be released separately as a DLC. So they're gonna release content that was meant to be in the base game. I just stuff like that kills my soul. Instead of actually coming up with newer guns with newer stuff, they're actually holding us back, brother. The reason why people like the Kar 98 is because it has a really fast ADS. It was basically a very arcadey gun, even more so than the rest of the Call of Duty guns. It allowed people to quick scope, and no matter how good or bad you were with the game, using the Kar 98 made you be happy by quick scoping people. Naturally, some people were better than others, but the thing is, it was a gun that allowed you to have that rush of sniping people. And now it's out of the game, and it'll probably be reintroduced later down the line, and I just don't enjoy it. Now, let's continue. Stability. I had this game crash on me on numerous times. And to my knowledge, I didn't do anything special. I didn't do anything that might warrant the game to crash on me. That being said, it's not just an issue on my end. Some of the people that I play with crashed multiple times while we were trying to party up. So yeah, maybe it has something to do with the party up system, which is a base function of the game to be able to play with friends or other people. What should I talk about next? The dreaded changes that they've made to movement. So they've made the movement a lot slower. You can still slide. No, sliding is completely useless now because you cannot aim your gun or shoot rather while you're sliding. You need to wait till the animation is almost done, which is not gonna give you an advantage. A traditional way of slide canceling has been replaced with just mailing the air for 2 or 3 times to replenish the attack sprint. Yeah, that's cool, I guess. Bunny hops are not as prevalent. But jump shotting is still an issue, so people are still gonna jump shot, and you will miss a few bullets because of the lousy hit reg, which I'm not a big fan of, because that's the only reason why people jump shot, to mess up with the server's hit reg. Because these servers run on a very low tick rate. Go figure, right? Call of Duty doesn't want to invest in servers. What should I address next? Because I'm doing this off the top of my head. I could probably talk about the SBMM. Yeah, the dreaded SBMM. Oh, everybody's complaining about lobbies, tough or bad. I'm not gonna complain too much about it. I had lobbies where I was the best player, and I had few lobbies where I was the worst. Mm. As we know, the SBMM is here to stay. Um, I'm no longer upset with it because I know that most of these lobbies, no matter how hard they may be, they don't compare with the lobbies that people play in private matches for money and in other tourneys with any money related things. So yeah, if you complain about these tough lobbies that you get, well, you should know that they don't compare with what people have to go through when they play this game for money. So stop complaining, bro. Yeah, you got your ass whooped. Move on. Now, I must say that the maps are huge. I really don't understand why they make maps so big. 6x6 maps are huge. I would love more smaller maps. But maybe that's just me. Maybe people actually enjoy these big maps. Since not a lot of people talk about them, maybe the community enjoys them, and I'm not a COD guy. But I am here to deliver honest reviews on the issues that these games have. So should you buy this game with the base content the game has? No. You should hold on, wait till more content is added to the game. Just wait. This game, as it stands right now, if you want to buy it just for the pure multiplayer experience, I wouldn't. I would definitely not tell you to buy the game. No, no. Wait for a sale. Wait for the price to go down, because it will, absolutely. Warzone 2.0 is going to be released on November the 16th. That being said, people, most people will stop playing this multiplayer and gravitate towards Warzone in some fashion or form, or stop playing the game. It must be said that the game will add zombies, which there's definitely a zombie community. Fair play to those boys. And also, something that I'm actually really interested, the raid. They will release a raid feature probably when Warzone 2 drops. Honestly, I would have preferred if they had released the raid earlier with the base version all those weeks ago. Because something as unique as raid would definitely make people want to play the multiplayer. I don't expect that we're gonna get something along the lines of Destiny's raids, but it will definitely continue the story, and it will give us a fun way of playing the game. In my opinion, it will be more fun than the base multiplayer. I mean, why do I say that? It's because the multiplayer players play with issues such as camping, spawns being absolutely atrocious because they constantly flip instead of having fixed spawns, but that's just my take on it. as I said, I'm not a Call of Duty guy. I play games, and specifically, I play a lot of Warzone. That being said, I think if the game had fixed spawns for pubs games, it would be so much better. Because more often than not, I'll tell you what's gonna happen to most of you who will play for kills. You guys are gonna get 5, 6, maybe 10 kills, and this one guy is gonna sneak up on you, or rather, is gonna spawn behind you, and he's gonna shoot you, and he's gonna ruin your day. And all the work you did, 3 or 4 minutes, just keep killing people without dying, is gonna amount to absolutely fucking naught. What else? What else should I say about the games? Yeah, I'm excited for the raid. It's gonna be a cool addition. Hopefully the raid is gonna completely change how the game plays. I would definitely suggest buying the game if the raid, the first one, had been released, but since it hasn't, well, don't buy the game. Do not buy the game yet. All this being said, it was a pleasure doing this review. In the very near future, I'm gonna probably do a review of God of War Ragnarok. So please share, like, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.